BSN. Finish first. Brandon Curry Unleashed is brought to you by Nitrix. Maximize your potential. Today on Brandon Curry Unleashed.
When you're working out your abs, what you want to remember is that abs are basically stabilizers, and they basically help you transfer energy through the body.
Most of the ab exercises you work more external obliques activity than anything.
You take it and then you gain vascularity and pumps, and it helps keep your nitrogen retention up. When you're working out your abs, what you want to remember is that abs are basically stabilizers, and they basically help you transfer energy through the body. A lot of people want to do crunches, a lot of people want to just pump out reps, but it's really your abs are used to control your movement. So, you know, when you train abs, you want to train them deliberately. You want to really focus on contracting and isolating the muscle. And sometimes you want to add a load, sometimes you want to work on stabilization. But ab training is very, very, very individual. A lot of times people do a lot of ab work on their core lifts, but you have to, you know, to each his own when they come to that training. But it's very important in injury prevention. So those people who don't train their abs, make sure you're getting some type of core work.
As far as training abs, once you develop a solid foundation, it's more, you know, to bring out the control of the midsection. So as far as weight is concerned, maybe if you're doing like some weighted cable crunches or something, you're gonna need that to work against your own body weight. But stability exercise, the ab wheel is actually great. Kind of working on core endurance. And you know, core endurance is important basically when you're training anything. So, you know, different techniques for, you know, ab stability, you know, or preventing spinal flexion or movement is probably the best ab exercise you can do, and that can be practiced in any form of lifting that you're doing as well. So if you really focus on stabilizing the core, doing your training, a lot of times you can get away with doing less ab work.
Nitrix. Get yours now at bodybuilding.com.
Anything where you basically, you try to prevent mobility. Ab bridge is an exercise where you're preventing mobility. Now, an ab wheel, if you're doing it, you're extending out, but you're trying to prevent the flexion of the lower back or the abs by staying stable. So the obliques, they actually prevent, you know, cater to more movement. Most of the ab exercises you work more external obliques activity than anything. The rectus abdominis actually prevents rotation. It actually stabilizes against any twisting, any movement. So when you think about that, you know, people try to work their obliques by twisting, you know, you really probably get more work if you rectus abdominis because it's trying to prevent you from doing that. And you know, when it comes to obliques, any movement exercise, whether it's flexion, you're gonna work more obliques. You know, just a little tip for all those who do a lot of oblique work. I don't have a favorite. If I use anything, it'll be the ab wheel and leg raises. When you think of a leg raise, the only movement that you really have is in the lower leg region. If you come down too far, you're gonna work your hip flexors a lot more. So you always have to keep your feet out in front of you. You constantly have to tension your abs. And when you do these variations, your torso really doesn't move that much. It's just working as a stability. So when you come down slow, it's just, you just having to stay stable in your obliques and your rectus abdominis longer. So it's just a stability exercise when you think about it.
Nitrix is basically your basic nitric oxide product. You take it and you gain vascularity and pumps, and it helps keep your nitrogen retention up, which is basically one of the building blocks for growth. If your nitrogen levels are high, then your body's basically in a growing state all the time.
Next week on the season finale of Unleashed.
I want to keep my cardio up to stay a little leaner this year, so I'm doing like 30, 45-minute sessions just once a day, 4 or 5 days a week.
Cardio is very good for your heart, of course, everybody knows, but when it comes to maximal conditioning, every bodybuilder pretty much needs it.
It's all next week on the season finale of Brandon Curry Unleashed.